Welcome everybody to the 19th Century Charitable Association. My name is Erin Payton and I am the Executive Director of our organization. And I am here today in our member lounge. Many of you will recognize this room. Behind me over my shoulder are framed pictures of other performers and presenters we've had over the years. But today we're going to have Christopher Spike and Michelle Mcgovern on playing a wonderful music program, and I'm so excited to have you here. A couple things really quickly. If you have any questions for Chris or Michelle, you can leave them in our Q&A or in our chat function, and we'll get them to you a little bit later in the program. But right now, I want to introduce Diane Moses. Hi, Diane. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm really excited for this program, and if you'd like to introduce Michelle and Chris, that would be awesome.
Okay. Welcome to our program, A Summer's Waltz. Michelle Mcgovern is an award-winning flutist, composer, and filmmaker. She starred in our production of Lady Vidula Spellbound at our Winterfest program a year ago. Last season, she appeared on a Monday program with Jonathan Bayer baritone and Amanda Kreider mezzo-soprano. Christopher Spike, an Australian born composer and pianist, joins her today. Many of his compositions are inspired by his concern for environmental issues. We're very happy they could perform for us today. Enjoy the program.
Thank you so much, Diane. And then what's going to happen today is we are going to see first a recording of them playing, and then we'll have some Q&A. So please enjoy this wonderful music. Thank you so much.
began way back in college. I won't tell you how long ago that was.
The next piece we're going to perform is called Sunrise, and it is a piece that was on my CD by Century Records. And you can also see my music video. It was filmed in Estes Park in the Rocky Mountains, and you can check it out on my YouTube channel, Michelle Mcgovern Music. And I hope you enjoy it. Sunrise. another piece by Chris.
This is a piece called Summer Waltz, and I actually did write this in the middle of a very hot summer in Australia. So hopefully that feeling of heat and comes through with the music.
our next piece is going to be a short little beautiful piece by Phil Kotler called The Valley of Tears. Our final piece for this segment is another piece by Chris from Flute Enchantment. By the way, we did a CD together called Flute Enchantment.
We sure did. And this is another piece from that CD. It's actually my Opus 2. And I wrote this for the same friend that I wrote the first piece for. His name was Pete, and this is called Pete's Jig.
you all tomorrow for our
Thank you guys so much. Come back over. And we've got some good questions for you. First of all, that was wonderful. If you're just joining us, we are here with Chris and Michelle. I'm Erin Payton, the Executive Director of the 19th Century Charitable Association. The hottest question that I've received so far is, Chris, where are you from?
I'm from Australia.
Okay.
I
We-
spent
Go
57
ahead.
years of my life living in Sydney, Australia.
Okay. There was some questions of whether or not you were English, if you were maybe Irish.
No,
Go ahead.
Aussie.
And I guess this follow-up question that we received was, has your, because obviously you're living here now and you've probably, traveled a lot. Has that affected your composing at all in any way?
Since I've been here, I've been trying to write music based on American topics. So I did one recently about Native Americans called The Trail of Tears, describing the very sad story of the Native Americans being pushed off their land. And I wrote another one about one of my heroes, kind of heroes, John Brown, who was hung for a treason, actually. But I call that piece The Heroes of Harper's Ferry, which I realise now is a little bit controversial because not everyone sees John Brown as being a hero and the actions that he took. And the last piece I wrote was called Salem Sadness, which is about another sad story of the witches that were put to death in Salem back in the 1600s. And I don't always write sad pieces, but since I've been here, they tend to be a little bit dark. Yeah.
And I've actually performed all of them because that was with wind energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were for a quartet.
Yeah, they're for a larger ensemble, flute, clarinet, oboe, and piano.
Well, it's nice. It sounds like you're really respecting our history. You came here and did a lot of research and are learning, which I think is really important to look back, to look forward. Michelle, another hot topic that's come up is you listed your plethora of animals, and someone wants to know, what town do you live in that it is allowed to have all of those amazing animals?
We live in Orland Park, but it's unincorporated and we're on 5 acres. So we have a barn and a lot of land, and there's forest preserve in the back so you can ride the horses.
Oh,
But
that's
it's kind of a bigger city. I think there's about 50 to 60,000, but we're in a little patch of unincorporated. So.
And I saw a harp. Did I see a harp?
Yeah, I did. I put the harp there. My daughter plays the harp.
Okay. So, and what instruments do you play? Is it the flute and others, or focus?
And a little bit of piano. I started on piano, and then I went to flute, and I also took some piano in college, and then studied a little piano after.
Okay.
And
And Chris?
my main two, instruments.
I started learning the banjo since I came to America because it's. I love bluegrass music, and I want to be able to get good enough to play in a bluegrass band one day. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Let's see. I have answered those questions. Edie says, I heard a little Irish jig in the last recorded piece. And was that a purposeful movement in there, or was that just kind of naturally happened organically?
I wrote that for a friend of mine who was a flute player back in Australia. And at the time, he was really into Irish music. He was playing gigs and reels all the time.
Okay.
And I said to him, maybe you'd like to have your own jig to play. So that's why I wrote it for my friend Pete. It's called Pete's Jig. So the Irish influence is intended for sure here.
Oh, that's a nice gift. I usually give people like a book for a gift. So that is it's pretty nice. Paulette Carey wants to know how they can purchase your CDs.
Well, mine is the one on Centaur Records. You could either go to Centaur Records or you can go to, I think it's on Amazon and all that too. But Flute Enchantment, the one we did with the music that you heard today, well, Sunrise would be, the second piece we did that would be on my Falling Leaves with Centaur Records. I can maybe give you a link too if you want to, for both of our CDs if they're interested, if you want to send that out. But the Flute Enchantment is through you.
Yeah, just send me an email and I'll send you a copy.
Okay. And Helene wants to know, do you compose with instruments in mind, or does the music come first?
For me, the instrumentation for me is pretty standard, flute, cello, and piano. And then sometimes there's a few other, but those are the main staples to my music, and Falling Leaves as well. You'll always hear cello, flute, and piano. And some strings just for, support. But as far as the solo instruments, piano, flute, and cello. Or for you, it's different, right?
Yeah, I just had an interesting experience. I was commissioned to write a quartet for unspecified instruments.
Huh.
So it was for a chamber music organisation, and they wanted a quartet that could be played by any combination of instruments. So I found that really difficult to imagine. So in the end, I ended up writing it for a string quartet, and I adapted it for wind instruments and French horn and all sorts of things like that. But yeah, I think most of my music is definitely written for specific instruments. So I've written a lot of music for piano and winds.
Cool. So this question, we are doing this series virtual, as you are very well aware, and we really appreciate you working to give us the pre-recorded music and get together. So what on the horizon for you guys? How has what we're going through affected your performances, your writing, just anything you'd like to share? I think they'd love to hear.
It's been a bit of a dead end, really. I was planning to do a concert for World Environment Day, but that was all went by the wayside. That's going to be in June. But for the time being, pretty much everything's on hold.
Yeah, anything live, obviously. So, I mean, this is challenging, but it's still fun. I looked forward to it, and we did enjoy getting together and recording, and this was a lot of fun. So I hope everybody, enjoyed it. I think the quality of the sound with the speakers through the computer aren't as good, obviously, as a live, but I think we just do the best with what we're dealt and keep our fingers crossed that things get better, soon, and we're able to join again together in live performance.
Yeah, it is interesting though. We are finding just how art is continuing. People are figuring out a way to still connect with each other and play music, and I think that there's such an audience who are responding to it. So I think I think this has just been a lovely day. And I guess that's it. I just want to thank you guys both. We have Christopher Spike and Michelle McGovern. You guys were wonderful today. We heard a couple dogs barking, so I think they liked it too. Finally, I just want to say, one of the members, Duana, said, well, how will they know that we're clapping? And I just hope you guys know that everybody at their computers were applauding between your numbers, and just really appreciated it. And we really—
I feel like that's the weirdest thing on Zoom, is like, even not just the clapping, I've been on other Zooms and it's like you're talking but you don't get any response, which is the oddest thing when you're done. You don't know, usually get a reaction with an audience how they felt. So that I think is the strangest, but
definitely. Oh, I got one more question. Hold on. Someone just popped up. Clapping, Edie wrote. Oh, thank you, Edie. And that's what I said. They know how much you appreciate them, and I hope you guys do. We really appreciate you being with us here today.
Yeah, thank you for having us, because we really enjoyed, putting this together. It was a lot of fun, and really appreciate the 19th Century Club, Diane Moses, and yourself for keeping this going, because it is important for the arts to keep performing and for people to keep listening and supporting.
Yes, definitely. So I'm going to say goodbye to you guys. So everyone virtually wave goodbye to Michelle and Chris. Thank you so much. And then I will just kind of close out a little bit. So thank you again for joining us, the Afternoon Music with Michelle Mcgovern and Christopher Spike. And thank you to Diane Moses, our program chair, for your amazing questions. This is the 19th Century Charitable Association. If you want to keep programs like this going, you can always donate. You can visit us on our website, www.19thcentury.org. And of course, we'll also provide a place that you can purchase Michelle and Chris's music. So thanks to everybody for being here. And from the Member Lounge, this is Erin Payton, and I am saying goodbye. Thanks so much.